By the way, I remember an early video of yours in which well, you provided a tutorial of sorts over writing, was it a riff
Yep.
tracks script? Are you actually a member of that group or organization? So I tried looking you up on that website, but I couldn't find you anywhere.
I was there in the founding of it,
Oh, right.
but over time, I just I didn't have time much for it, and they had most of their talent concentrated over a few states away,
Hmm.
and so I kind of slid out of doing that for the most part.
Yeah.
I still check back with them, of course, but yeah.
And which tracks did you write?
Oh, I wrote for the first several tracks. I don't remember which ones, but the whole thing there is it's an open contribution
Mm-hmm.
site, and
Oh
so
yeah.
it uses
Right.
mhm. So you if you wrote in, you have as much of a chance as one of the founders as
Hmm.
of getting your jokes in.
Right.
Um, yep, it is a fun kind of concept, I think.
Hmm. From what I've heard, it's rather reminiscent of the old mystery science theater 30,000 or 3,000 show. Do you know? You would know about that, of course.
I I kind of have trouble realizing that in other countries it's not a very common thing. But no, I've seen just about every episode of it, and I'm a big fan. If you're able to track stuff down, there's episodes on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they're supposed to be there, that kind of thing, but they are pretty funny, especially if you ever yourself talk back to the movie, ever try to point out the flaws in the film, you might find it enjoyable.
That
But
reminds me. Did you? I read at one point that this program was released in America on PBS at some point in the last couple of months. Did you watch a program called The Last Enemy?
no, I did not. I don't watch much television
Hmm.
at this point.
Right. Well, the last episode was screened last night, actually. It's a terrific program. It's well, the production values are excellent. The characters are quite likable. The protagonist is quite a recluse, but you can identify with him. The subplots are very engaging, but the plot line is all over the place. Um, I'm not kidding. Out of the 5 episodes, it took 4.5 for anything to make sense, and yet I was
That's
I was wrapped in every minute of it. It was that good. But
wow.
yeah, during the fourth episode, well, the protagonist finds out that his brother, a relief worker who had been involved in some kind of vaccine trial, a botched vaccine trial, the protagonist finds out that this brother is alive, and the brother straps the protagonist to a chair. And demands answers in a very gruff tone, saying, I want answers. To which I kept, every time he said that, I went, answers to what?
42.
uh, you know how I feel about hitchhikers. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was, well, I would recommend it to you. It was a very good program, but well, who knows? You might be able to make more sense out of it earlier than I did.
I I doubt that simply because I do. That's one of those things, an aspect of my personality. I don't know if it's a disorder or just me,
Yeah.
but I will get especially anxious. I need things to make sense on some level.
Yeah.
I'm like a Vulcan with emotions. It needs to be logical, or I have a breakdown.
That reminds me. This is a really big detour, but you enjoyed the new Star Trek movie, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Though in retrospect, I mentioned the whole 2 weeks later thing.
Mm-hmm.
In retrospect, I do feel there was no point in it being made.
Hmm. I had big problems with Kirk's portrayal. Well, he was an asshole for the entire movie.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And also, I'm not a Trekkie at all, but I was actually offended as soon as J.J. Abrams saw it fit to destroy Vulcan.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. Everyone loves the Vulcans. They are the most popular alien species in the Star Trek universe.
Well,
And yet,
for anyone
and
with
yet, oh,
autism, you watch Star Trek and you're like, my people.
and yeah, that's the thing is that like in Next Generation, you
Mm-hmm.
didn't get many Vulcans. They'd have had one
No.
on the crew somewhere. In the Enterprise show, they just got savaged, character wise. And then then they blow up Vulcan in the movie.
Yeah. Well, J.J. Abrams just destroyed the most beloved planet of the franchise just to get Kirk in the captain's seat.
There was a lot of that. Yeah, that was
that.
kind of that feeling is that there was a lot of wanton killing in this film. Someone pointed out how disturbing it was that you're introduced to a couple of these odd little characters, like the green girl, who ended up on one of the ships that got completely annihilated. 1 second she's there, she was barely anything more than comedy relief, then boom, dead. So yeah, there was kind of a callousness to the whole thing. It was, and that was kind of, yeah. It's like, is this really happening or is this a fan fiction?
Yeah. I don't remember why I brought this movie up. I often forget what I'm saying during a conversation.
I'm kind of figuring that the last 10 minutes or so we could put into a separate video itself, just random thoughts on movies. So yeah, I would say we should say our goodbyes. I'll just edit that kind of in there.
Okay. What have we reviewed so far anyway? It feels as if we've reviewed Clockwork Orange, The Shining, Coraline, Star Trek, AI.
We've covered a lot of territory.
It was a good hour and a good hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I've had a lot of fun talking with you here, and I thought it was all very insightful.
Yeah.
Hope to do more of this with you again later.
I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Hopefully we can get together and talk about District 9.
Yeah.
Have some thoughts on?
My dad and I might be seeing it today. We're not sure. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it whenever we can. Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, just for the viewers out there, an odd note, he's talking about how he's going to see something today, and I'm about to go down to bed. He's talking from Victoria, I'm talking from Wisconsin. It's a weird sort of feeling.
On that note, I think I sent you an email with this question. What time is it in your area? I'm hoping to just set a watch so that this snafu doesn't come up again.
Right. It is 8:15 p.m. right now.
Okay. That makes it simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
All right. So I'll talk to you later then, Seth?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. This has been QuantumJoker.
And Victor.
Reviewing various films for whoever is interested. Thanks for listening. Signing off.
Have a good day, guys.